You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's The Voice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Voice After Show.
Hello, everybody. You are listening and watching to AfterBuzz TV's The Voice After Show, the final battles. We're going to talk about last week's battles and then get into the final battles. I'm Jason Ikeler.
I'm Chloe West.
I am Christian Rosenberg.
And I'm Stephanie Giorgi.
So, guys, second round of battles finally coming to an end. Do you think it was a little played out this season?
Kind of like I said last week, I felt the battles with this had the risk of being oversaturated because we don't have the knockouts like we have in previous seasons. And towards the end of tonight, I felt that.
I was a little bored by the end of it.
I think, honestly, that was the song choices because for some of them, I was really excited during them, and I was glad that we had the second battles. I just think some of the song choices tonight were a little boring.
I think it was necessary, although it would have been kind of the same with the knockout. But
yeah, that's true. I think at this point, too, you're just ready for, like, to be attached to a contestant. And I think that's part of the problem why The Voice hasn't had a breakout star is because you don't really get attached to somebody until the live rounds.
It's just hard because
there's so many.
Having 4 coaches and they each get so many people on their team and then they go down from there. It's tough because you don't see everyone every week. And so I think when some people were coming back on tonight's show for the final battles, we were like, who is that?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we haven't seen them in so many weeks. So yeah, you end up forgetting about people and not connecting.
Or they don't even give you the chance to see them in the first place because there's a couple people we didn't see until like further episodes.
Yeah, like Ryan tonight. We saw him in, it might have been like episode 2 of the Blonde Auditions, and this was the first we've seen him since.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with last week on Team Blake. Was Biff Gore versus Cassandra Lewis.
Okay,
and
this
they
battle was
sang
okay.
It's a Man's World.
This was probably some of the best reality music competition ever. This is going to go down in history, this battle.
Okay, do you know what? Obviously, vocally, I thought it was insane, but it was a little too dramatic for me.
Was it?
Like, their facial... I think it showed how dated they were.
Yes.
Because their facial expressions were, like, so on point. I felt like I was watching a Broadway show.
One, the song. Yeah. 2, their age. I mean... that's a song from them. Like, they know that song. That's their ish. Like, so it would come out that way. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it was the 2 40-year-olds on Blake's team. So he's kind of put them together. And I still felt bad though because Biff, he is insanely, I think, underrated. And he lost both battles.
I don't think underrated. I think people hate when we say marketable, but he's not marketable. And he's not going to win the show. And if he wins the show, he's not going to sell albums.
I think Biff is great. I just think that he's almost at that point where he's so good, they're constantly going to be battling him against people that are on the similar on the team. And so Cassandra
Can we hear a little
similar.
bit of it, Phil? In the audio?
And
might be ending.
Because Cassandra is so similar, it's tough. He has to battle the hard ones, and like he said, though, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Cassandra's arguably the best.
She's the best, though, but I think this is part of The Voice's problem that I say every week.
You don't know if she's going to win?
If she wins, I don't think she'll have a huge career in pop music after the show.
No, I think Cassandra will. Because look at, like, Fantasia. No one would have thought she would have had a big career. But Fantasia was around for a long time, post-Idol.
Now she's kind of, we don't even know.
Still, I think Cassandra is obviously in a better place than Fantasia.
Good.
And I think she could fill that market value that, I mean, I would buy Cassandra's album for sure.
I only see Cassandra in, like, Dreamgirls Part 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
I see that. I just think I think she has the capability to be her own artist. She knows how everything works.
Oh yeah, I think she'd be insanely good.
Right, of course.
It's just like, will she have?
Will the
Carrie Underwood,
tweens
Kelly
be into her?
Clarkson, yeah.
I don't think so.
Exactly.
But I mean, think of everybody else. Think of the baby boomers. You know what I mean? Like, there are enough people who buy albums that aren't just tweens.
Right.
So she
you're
won
right.
that one, obviously. Nobody stole Biff, which not too shocking. So up tonight for Team Blake was Ryan White Maloney versus Kaylee Glanton, and they sang Easy by Rascal Flatts and Natasha Bedingfield. And Ryan's one of the people I think we saw as blind.
We saw the blind, but we did not see
But
the
we didn't
first
see
battle.
anything else. And this battle especially, I thought was very underwhelming.
I wrote bored.
Yeah.
I know. Honestly, it was hard to listen to. Kaylee I just did not like her performance at all. Parts of it, actually, that's lie. Parts of it I did like and I did enjoy. She was surprising me. But overall, I'm not a big fan. And then Jake, I was excited to see him sing because we haven't seen him in a while, but underwhelmed.
Can we hear it, Phil?
Well, this one, not this one.
The audio? There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, I think he sounds like a horrible, horrible version of Rascal Flatts.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the likability factor. Like, when I watch him, I'm just like, wow, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Right, they could have served to have both been eliminated.
The thing is, honestly, to me, I preferred Kaylee's performance over Ryan's in this one, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
I would have been perfectly fine if they said, you know what? That guy got eliminated before and no one stole him. Can I just get rid of both of them and just take that one?
Right, I think her performance was almost a little lazy.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't think they did
maybe it was
anything to make the
I
song
don't
different.
know.
Yeah, they didn't. It's just, it was like a bad version
Listen
of the
to
song.
how boring we sound talking about
Yeah.
them.
I know, let's move on.
Our energy is so low
I know,
right now.
because this is just not a good battle. That was it for Team Blake.
I'm
I'm
tired.
kind of worried about Team Blake this year, actually.
I know. I don't think he
After-
really has any big standouts
Maybe
going into
Jake
lives.
Worthington.
Jake.
He's got Jake, that's
taking that
about it.
back.
He's got Jake and
Jake
Cassandra.
is Cassandra.
Let's talk about Team Shakira then.
yeah.
She
And-
had one that
there's
we
also
didn't
that-
see, another one of those that we didn't see, which I want to talk about because Kristen Merlin, who won, they sang I Can Love You Better. She's the lesbian country girl, and we have not seen her.
We saw her to blind.
you're
We saw her to blind,
and I'm like,
we didn't see
a
both
little
battles.
homophobic, The Voice. Don't you think that we finally did? We've never had anybody like her on the show, and I
Right.
think she's such an
No,
interesting
we have
story.
the first season.
But not country.
True, not country.
I don't think on any of the shows they've had somebody country like that, and I think that's like these shows are
That's
all about
even
the
more,
story,
right.
and we haven't. And I'm like, I would like to see that.
I just really want to know why.
Yeah. Well, maybe we know for the last one it's because he was boring. But
Right.
Yeah, it was her opponents that
Potentially.
bad in both battles.
Or just not exciting, you know? Maybe if she's just murdering them. If Shakira's, placing her against people that she knows she's going to beat so she can keep her going.
Right.
Then,
this is going to be because we got the playoffs, but I don't know if America can vote in the playoffs per se because we don't really know how that works yet. But this is going to really hurt her if the playoffs is live.
Absolutely.
To vote.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that does suck. So we did see last week Dendel versus Deja Hall, and they sang "Say Something" by Great Big World and Christina Aguilera. Again, not blown away by their performance. I thought Deja took it. Can we hear it again,
yeah.
Phil?
Sorry.
I thought it was actually real innocent and almost elegant. Honestly, it was very soothing.
I think the problem with this song is it's about tension and like a relationship, and there's almost like not sexual tension, but like you feel the breakup. And
You
this
should
is
have two 16-year-old
two
girls.
16-year-old girls singing it to
Right.
each other doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. They definitely didn't reach it. I really like Dendel, though. I really liked her personality, and I was really coming around to her. I'm sad that she didn't make it through this
It's a bummer
round.
too
Right.
because like from the last round, like Dendel's better than Kaylee. Dendel deserves to be here more than Kaylee.
Yes.
Yes. The pairing, that's what's too bad about the pairing.
Yeah.
They should have done pairing evenly, not like best with best, and then two baddies.
But I think Deja's getting better each performance.
Yes.
And I think she's gonna be one to watch. I think she's gonna be like
Yes.
Jackie last season, where by the end of it we're just like jaws
away.
dropped.
I do think she can grow and learn, and I think that's why Shakira did save her. It's just because she sees that potential in her, and she
Absolutely.
sees that she can teach her. And it'll be cool to see, if she can really be like Jackie and get on her knees and drag that mic stand around the stage. Like, I want to see that out of her. That would be awesome.
Learn that stage presence.
Yeah, and what
Yeah.
bummed me out about this is I thought they both were manipulating their voices to sound like Christina Aguilera in A Great Big World and
right.
weren't being themselves in the song. And I think that's what, if Deja can learn her own voice and do that, she's gonna kill it because her tone is so pure.
Yes.
Anybody else?
Nope.
No.
Okay,
we're
so
good.
Deja won that. Nobody stole Dendel. I don't know if we had steals at that point. So next up on Team Shakira was Clarissa Serna versus Danny Maz, and they sang "Perfect" by Pink.
This was probably the best battle of tonight for the final battles. They were both so good. It was really hard for me to choose between them. And kudos to Danny for beating Clarissa and like really getting picked by Shakira because they're both great.
Do you know what?
They're kind of similar. I like that I was saying earlier that oh my goodness. What I was saying earlier, I like that they were saying that she was poised because that's, I think, all I could say about Clarissa. Whereas Danny, she really did just sounded pretty. But they almost had similar voices to me, but hers was just lighter. Danny's was lighter.
See, and I actually
Softer,
didn't like how either of them approached the song. It felt like, and not to bash on Christina because I love Christina, but it felt like if Christina was given this song, and Perfect is made for Pink because Pink doesn't do all the crazy runs and everything. She just sings it, and it's powerful. And I thought it almost, I said when we were watching, it reminds me of like Cool Church.
Yes.
And they like, it was like, since they oversang it so much, it made it a little corny.
Like Wednesday nights at the youth group.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's tough though during battles to not oversing it.
Yeah. And, oh yeah. I mean, you almost
like,
have to, but then if you do, it's just too much.
And
it's tough. I don't know. That's a tough decision you're gonna have to make as a artist competing on this show. If you you gotta show them all your range in like 3 minutes.
Right,
and you have to be better than the person next to you.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not done.
I thought you were.
You have to be better than the person next to you. And when they're so similar like this, it's tough. I don't know. The over-singing note is just a hard one to give.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big thing, though, is these people obviously watch the show, and they see every season people go all out on Pink songs, and they have to try, in a way, with the Pink, based on their rocker style, they're like, okay, well, we got to stand out even more than other people who have performed songs like this, because this is done so many times on this show.
Pink songs are written for a build-up, and then she wails in the chorus, like a Kelly Clarkson song. And it's, you don't have to go all out on the verses.
Not in
and
the beginning.
I agree.
If they would have held back, they would have had a way bigger moment.
I agree, and I almost think they were in the mindset of, well, maybe people haven't been belting out on the verses, so let's just go balls to the wall the whole time.
And then you do too much, and you OD.
And yeah,
you OD.
The power actually resulted in us being underwhelmed.
Right.
By both of them.
I don't know. I liked them. I was not underwhelmed. I did not feel that way.
Fortunately for Danny, she had the better stage presence because Clarissa got lost in the performance, I think. She just kind of disappeared.
I disagree. Well, I thought it was the opposite.
Really?
I thought Clarissa had the better stage presence.
Well, but Danny
Clarissa's
was all
the one
over
with the short
everywhere.
hair, right?
She was making sure that she was seen.
Okay, yeah. I thought Clarissa had better presence on stage. Like, she looked more like a star. But I thought Danny had the better voice. I think if Danny learns to tone it back a little bit, she'll be a lot better.
I think that's easy. That's the easiest.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to take away than it is to add.
Yeah,
exactly.
So who won that one? I didn't
Danny.
even remember.
Danny
won that one. Okay, and nobody stole Clarissa.
No.
So we have to get into Team Usher now.
For sure.
Last week, his first battle was Morgan Wallen versus Stevie Joe, and they sang "Story of My Life" by One Direction.
The only time I've ever enjoyed a One Direction song.
Not me.
Not me.
I love them.
I thought they ruined the One Direction
I thought
song.
this was great.
No, I enjoyed it, but I love. That's not the first time I've enjoyed a One Direction song.
It's the only album I have on my phone.
I wrote that they took a cute boy band One Direction song and they made it into like a douchey Nickelback song. And I was just like, why are you ruining this? I was trying to think about Harry Styles, and then we have like Chad Kroeger or whatever his name is. Not good.
That's Nickelback.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I didn't like it.
I love Stevie Joe. I think he's so great. That poor Morgan. He is out of his league on this show.
Yes.
He's really cute and he really tried, and kudos to you, Morgan. But Stevie Joe is cool, and I really I can't wait to see what else Stevie Joe's gonna bring to the show.
From the beginning, since Usher took him, is just because he's been bringing something. Even when we didn't see enough, we're like, no, you have me right now, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah, can I just say I love the bun? Love the hair in the bun, Stevie Joe. Love it.
He did nothing for me. And I thought, like, where's the
That's because he doesn't look like a pretty boy to you.
I thought
that's true.
I thought they both jumped out to me. Stevie Joe.
In a good way?
Yes. Stevie Joe has been completely under the radar, like you were saying, Chloe. But Morgan, no one has a voice like him on this show.
That's true. He just has no training, and poor thing is so nervous, and he has hardly any stage presence. But you know what? He's so young. Give him a few years, and I totally think he could kill
Give him a
it.
few
I think
weeks
the
and he's gonna
majority
kill it.
of every single person in the competition can sing better than both of them.
Okay.
They're
Just
so
saying.
different, though. I don't think so. I think Stevie Joe has a really
the
good
winner
voice.
was-
The winner was
Stevie
Stevie
Joe.
Joe.
And,
And then Adam stole
Adam
Morgan.
stole Morgan
Right.
because he sees the potential.
I don't see potential.
well, we'll see. We'll figure it
I
out. Maybe
don't
he'll choose a
know.
better song, and then we'll see that.
We'll see. I don't know, though. I see his talent. I just don't see his potential.
Yeah, I don't think he's. We need a star to come out of The Voice. Like that's what we need, and neither of them are gonna cut it.
I don't know. Stevie Joe's
Bye-bye.
cool.
Right.
I do really like
Stevie
Stevie
Joe is
Joe a
like
lot.
Daughtry. You're missing it. You're
I
missing
just
out.
thought that. That's
Really?
so funny. I was gonna compare him to Daughtry also.
Yeah?
That's what he reminds me. Like,
Yeah.
he could get picked up. He'll get like a good band behind him and everything, and he'll rock it. Maybe someone else to sing with him. Who knows? But
The metalhead who sings Usher and One Direction.
Come on, that's so
there
cool.
you go. Yeah.
We will see. Next up from tonight was Music Box versus Melissa
My wife.
Jimenez.
My girl Melissa.
my wife.
They sang "Girl on Fire," which I was super bummed about because
Yeah,
they had the
that's-
option to do Christina
Right.
Aguilera, and that would have been so
It would have,
much
especially
better.
with their voices. I don't know. I thought that was a bad song choice also.
I feel like Melissa's problem is
tell me.
Okay, she doesn't have as good of a voice as somebody like Christina Aguilera.
Yes.
Sure.
Who does?
Yeah.
She doesn't have as good of an edge in like the sex appeal as Rihanna, so I think she's gonna get lost in the middle.
right.
Because she's not like somebody like a Rihanna or a Miley where like they're that kind of pop star where you want to watch them.
And she's going for it because she wants to have that bad look.
And so,
like,
'cause
I
feel
don't
like
think
she-
so.
I feel like
I don't
she-
think so.
I'm right with Chloe on this one. I don't think she's having this issue at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she'll get lost in it because
I understand what you're saying,
she would make?
but look at Shakira. Shakira plays in the middle of both of those artists. You don't have to be on the edge to be good. What about
But
Kelly
Shakira's
Clarkson?
a
But
badass
Kelly Clarkson
Colombian.
can like sing. Shakira can like.
You
she
don't
doesn't
think
have
Melissa
the-
can sing?
I don't think she could.
I know you'll never compare anyone to Kelly Clarkson.
No, but I
know
don't think
that.
she could. I don't think she could be compared to Christina or even Demi Lovato or somebody. Like I think she's.
Why not
too-
Demi?
No,
She's
Demi's
too
a
safe.
diva. She's
Melissa's too
lovely.
safe.
This is song
Wow.
choices. I say Melissa's great.
Yes.
Which is a bummer. Well, you see, but Music Box to me in this performance was absolutely incredible. Much better than her last performance.
Yeah, I
and
agree.
she gave me chills.
True.
And I felt like she had more control in this song than Melissa did.
And the parts that Music Box went off in the song are where Alicia Keys does.
Yeah.
Like, I think they have similar voices like that, where when they belt, it gets a little pitchy, but it almost has like a raspy quality, so
Yeah.
you don't mind it as bad.
I think Melissa fits into like the Fergie Pussycat Dolls style of
Yes.
pop.
Okay, Fergie. I'll give you Fergie.
Why not Pussycat Dolls? It's like
I
the
don't know.
same.
Pussycat.
Yeah, like the Nicole Scherzer or whatever last
Yeah.
name is.
Scherzinger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hawaiian
Scherzer.
I don't know. I don't think she's
It's just because
that
you don't
special.
like her.
Well,
Don't-
yeah, that's why exactly why.
Don't insult my wife.
Your wife
I'm
is
just really
basic.
upset because
Your
I
wife
really
is
like her.
basic.
Oh my god.
Chloe,
Oh
you can go
my
out.
God.
Chloe,
Stephanie,
Yeah,
can I get a
Chloe,
name
you go
out?
out with your wife and
right?
get some drinks with her. You guys go party.
You guys have the best time.
can't even face Jason right now. I'm
That's
so
good.
mad at him.
I wouldn't want somebody
I am
like that
so
to face me.
mad at him.
Anyways, let's
Stop
move
it.
on
I'm not
to-
ready to move on. Melissa is going to go far in this competition, and I'm saying it
Yes,
now.
she is.
We can now move on.
She's
Anyway,
alright.
At least top
after
8.
She reminds
At
me of
least.
Paula. Paula should have stayed
Paula
rather
Abdul?
than Paula.
I was thinking Paula Abdul because she kind of is like Paula
Who's Paula?
Abdul.
Not Paula. Audra.
Audra's in.
Audra?
I'll just
No, not Audra. What's that other girl's
Stephanie,
name?
you're tripping.
The one that was that used to be that came out with that song back in the day.
Oh, Paula Gianda.
There you go.
Yeah,
She is a lot like her.
I can
Exactly,
see that.
but Paula might as
Where
well
is she
stay.
now?
No, Melissa
Let's talk
is
about
better.
Maria
cooler.
Kelly versus Madeline Page.
Ow, 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 ow.
Again, not a good song choice.
But they sounded incredible to me.
Yeah, they sang "I'll Stand by You," but why didn't they do like these kids? They should have done "Red" by Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and they could have stole the whole show. And
Yeah,
that was one of their
that's the problem.
options.
The kids went for the older song.
Yeah.
They didn't go for what their bread and butter is.
Because
thought
they're trying to be like, listen to me sing.
But I thought they adapted well. I
because
thought
the
Bria
beginning was great.
I thought Bria did tone it down a little bit like she wanted to. And I thought Madeline actually out-sang Bria.
I agree. I thought Madeline, when every word Madeline sings, you can tell she's feeling it.
Right.
And I felt like Bria was just like pulling every trick she had out of it.
And she was just like, okay, don't go crazy, but sound good.
Yeah, and she's like, I can make my
It was
voice
very
raspy here, I can
strategic,
do a run
and
here.
Madeline, it just came right out of her.
Yeah, it does feel exactly like that. Like every note Bria's singing, she's focused on, and she needs to let it go.
You see?
There's something about Bria, even in this song though, that you're still watching her more than you're watching Madeline.
See, I was watching.
I
think I was watching Madeline more because I like how I think Madeline almost approaches the song like Ellie Goulding.
Right.
Like, and she,
But look
just
at
like
how
a very
boring
pure
she is
voice.
there, just
But
standing there.
Yeah, I know. She
swaying.
obviously isn't perfect. Like
Except
she
for when
needs
she
work.
sings. But she's also a little girl with that voice.
They're both little girls though.
No, but Madeline's much younger than Bria is.
How? No, she's not. They're the same age.
I don't think they're the same age.
They're not.
Madeline's only
8,
16.
Bria's 20.
No, Bria's like 16.
I'm gonna
She's
try to
not.
look this
She
up
I
is
think
right
not.
Bria's in
now.
her early 20s. We're gonna.
She
You're
is in
looking
her
it
early
up?
20s,
I'm gonna try
and
it if I can
Madeline's
get
16.
internet.
I thought Bria's runs were really sloppy.
Right there. She
Yeah.
sounds like
I
a
think they're
grown-ass
both
woman.
special
Excuse me.
talents, though. All right, I'm gonna try to look this
Yeah.
up as we keep
Well, I
talking.
think
Look
that
at
they did
Shakira and
great.
just, like,
Right.
Giving
Paying
that,
attention
like-
to her,
Yeah. I don't know. I wish somebody would have stole Madeline again because
They
that-
did!
Oh, they did.
You left.
Yes,
I left
you
the room.
left.
Okay,
And
good.
we were trying to
We
say
were
it.
waiting for that because
Yeah.
we were running
Earlier.
behind. We were getting ready to do the show.
Wait,
and
who stole her? Blake?
Blake stole
because-
her.
Yes, that's perfect for Blake.
That
because
is
all-
perfect for Blake.
All of a sudden, you guys leave the room, and I'm still taking notes, and she hops up. I'm like, "Where's everyone going?" Blake still has a steal.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot he had a steal.
No,
that was her
and
last steal.
She is perfect for Blake. He
Yes.
will
That's
make her
Danielle
into a
Bradbury.
star. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Danielle.
But I think she's more talented and cuter
I agree.
I agree.
and more likable.
perfect.
You know
how
what?
we feel.
I would really be excited to see what Blake could do with her.
I think that's perfect for Blake.
It is.
Yes.
It's
Okay,
awesome.
good. That makes me
Suckers.
a
Happy now?
lot. Blake, you got a
These
star.
guys.
Yeah, Blake does really have a star with her. That was a great steal for
What
him.
a great surprise.
Kind of
From
dumb.
us, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you
Kind
so
of
much.
dumb for Adam, or who was? I mean, Usher. No, I'm
To
sorry.
pair those two.
Yeah, it's a
Or
pair-
was that Usher?
Is that
Yeah, that was Usher.
Yeah, for Usher to let.
Bria's
See,
18. Bria's
See,
18.
Bria's
Madeline's
18.
16.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
whatever.
both so young.
Yeah.
Not in their 20s.
Bria
Are you
will,
crazy?
Bria
16
will
is
be good
huge
with Usher
difference.
though because Usher is good at like molding people and the talent's there for Bria and the attitude's there. She just needs to be polished. And he can polish her right up.
She's a little country girl and needs a little polishing.
Yeah, a little polishing. So we only have Team Adam left to talk about.
Okay.
Ooh, this Adam battle coming
Adam's
up is
first
crazy.
battle is Kat Perkins versus Dawn and Hawks, and they sang "Suddenly I See" by KT Tunstall.
This was a great battle
You thought
too.
this was a crazy one? I thought this
Yeah.
one was. I
I
thought Kat
thought-
dominated.
I mean, Dawn and Hawks are so talented as a duo. I think it's really tough to not choose them. And it's
No,
a
they
big
were
move. It's a big
so
move to not choose them.
boring to me.
And Kat did a great job because she's so great and I love her personality. I'm a big Kat fan. But Dawn and Hawks, I mean, they're so
Dawn
great.
and Hawks sound insanely good.
Together,
My problem
but not
with
for
them
this.
was this is a battle, so it's not like you need to make it a whole performance, and that's
Right,
what makes
yeah.
the most memorable battles. And if you think about, they should have sang like what's that song Taylor Swift did with the Civil Wars for Hunger Games?
Oh, interesting.
But if you watch them perform that, they're a duo and she's a solo act.
Mm-hmm.
But they like become a trio and their sound is still intact. And I feel like you almost felt bad for Kat watching this because it was like they were completely ignoring her on stage,
Yes.
which made me make Kat want to win. But really, I think they sounded better.
Yeah, and Blake, I think,
They
said
sounded
it
like
best.
their backup singers.
And that's exactly what Blake said. He said he felt like it was Kat and her backup
Hey,
singers.
that's what I felt like also.
But I
because
do
they,
feel-
they refused to like work together. It was an awkward, like they are definitely a duo and this whole battling thing did not work out for them.
Yeah. Right.
That's what just like ruined everything. And they do sound great, but when they're paired with someone else, I just don't have the time to pay attention to them.
Well, and it's interesting the voice format is not made for duos.
Right.
And they allow duos because it's really hard because they like to learn their voices individually and them as a team.
Right.
And I think for her, she's trying a little too hard and her voice seems damaged to me.
Who, Kat or
Yeah, Kat.
Oh, okay.
Which I can see that a little bit, but
I
whatever,
think
she
it is
sounded
as
great.
well, and I think it's really sad that Dawn and Hawks had to duo.
Yeah.
Because if they did the old style of The Voice and the old format where it was just them, they probably would have won. They probably would have. Because watching them perform together, it's so great.
Yeah.
It's just,
the reason they look
hard.
awkward on stage is because Kat is there. Because the two of them together.
Because otherwise, it would be a close-up shot, and you would be so connected to them, and you would feel like, oh, yeah, I love it. I get this connection. But because they have to bring the shot out and show all three, and then Kat gets to move, she's not stuck in the stationary.
I can't hear Don Hawks when they're performing. Ever.
Well,
That's weird.
Adam was.
I mean, I can hear them, but it's not.
It's not like
they're such a good harmonizing that it's just one. Sorry, but
That's great. That's exactly what you want in a duo, though. That's what makes them great.
But it's
No, but then they're backup vocal.
Yeah, when they're in a
Yeah.
battle.
yeah.
All right. And Adam, though.
So, anyways,
yeah, exactly. This is the Interrupt Christian show.
It's okay. Go.
it's a dog eat dog world out there.
It is. Adam was emotionally, though, with Don and Hawks, because remember, in the blind audition, that was he kept saying that was his favorite one, and he wanted them to keep going, but he knew to the point where, I'm sorry, you can't go farther than this. I think he didn't want them to advance through the first battle, but he was just so emotionally into them from how blown away he was with their blind audition.
I don't think that's true. I think he really liked them and he was trying to keep them,
And
but in the battle, it was just obvious they didn't win.
Well, and I think, too, like, in practice with them, they're on point the whole time. And I feel like I would have, just because they're consistently better, I would have picked them over Kat.
Especially going into playoffs, because letting them perform by them being the duo they are, and letting them do their own arrangements for certain songs. I mean, they could have done amazing arrangements.
They could have done Picture by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, and it would have been beautiful.
I would have loved it.
It would have, but you know what?
I would have loved it.
Don and Hawks
Every
are
minute.
very awkward in a competition. Like that's so weird that they were on.
Because
the
they're
show
like
to
a
me.
coffee shop band.
They are.
In like a really
It
good
was
way.
so
I love
weird
that type
to me.
of
Like
music.
they were awkward
but
for me the whole time, and like, but here's the thing though, I can absolutely see them sell records and everything else, but it's almost as if they were better than everybody, but still lost in the background because
you feel like they don't want it as much, almost.
because I mean they're good though because
Yeah.
I love his voice. His voice I'm like obsessed with, but like I said, it's just like it just kind of goes away and it's just awkward because they're so good that there's not a competition because they already know what they're doing.
Well, they tweeted they obviously didn't win. Kat won.
Yeah.
They're in the studio making an album.
Exactly,
So
and that
you
makes
can get
sense.
that.
That's good.
And it will be great.
Right.
Yeah,
We know
oh, for
it'll be
sure.
good.
I'll buy it.
Ditto.
So Team Adam's final battle was Brittany Kamel versus Jake Barker, and they sang "Climax" by Usher.
That song though, why did they choose that?
if
Even though I
they
thought
could have
Jake was
pulled the song
strategizing.
off, it would have been brilliant.
Right.
But their falsettos were
Excuse me.
horrible.
I know, and Jake watched the video of his falsetto and commented on how it wasn't good. It's just such a dumb song to choose.
I thought when they were showing the practice and it was so bad that they were going to come out and we were all going to be like, wow. Because they kind of built it up like that.
Right.
And then they both were just very underwhelming.
I felt bad for Brittany.
So did I,
'Cause
because she
I-
sounded the worst, huh?
Yeah, because
Interesting.
well, for one, she's my mistress and she's gone. But two, she really impressed me in both the blind audition and the first battle, and I was expecting it to continue to elevate. And no, it did not at all. And Jake is a poor man's Justin Timberlake. I mean,
A little
I'm
bit.
not- I'm
I
not
wouldn't
crazy
say
about
poor
either of
man.
these
I would
guys.
say like suburban.
A suburban.
I would say he
Timberlake.
should go more Jason Mraz, and that would be
Yeah.
a lot better for him.
Sure, I agree with that.
But I think even watching them, they're like, oh, we can't do Beauty and the Beat. That's not going to show off our voice. That would probably been a smart choice for you
That would
because
have
then we
been.
wouldn't know that you couldn't do other things.
You could have played.
Exactly.
You could have played it safe here. Then get yourself to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Then go nuts.
Honestly, too, I feel bad for Brittany saying this, but she needs to watch herself sing in a mirror because the faces she makes, I don't want to watch her sing. I don't enjoy her performing because she's crunching her face and making all these
Yeah.
bizarre faces. And next to Jake, someone who looks like Justin Timberlake, who moves like Justin Timberlake, I'm wanting to watch him.
It's funny you say that though,
He looks
actually,
just like
'cause
Aaron
I don't
today.
like watching him because
Oh.
his throat gets so red.
Oh.
And so I can't watch him either. When he's doing the falsettos, he's like forcing
Straining.
it. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just, it's important for them to watch themselves.
This reminds me of like, you know when you watch an award show and there's always like one horrible like duet
that everyone talks about the next day?
This is it.
Poor Usher had to like give notes on his own song to people who were on his team.
And he had to sing it afterwards and was like,
that was amazing.
He didn't have to sing it,
amazing.
but we are so glad he did.
I'm so glad he did. Thank you, Usher. Please sing every show.
Carson,
Please.
How easy did that come out of his mouth?
Carson, Usher, who sang it better?
Well,
I did.
Well, clearly.
Duh.
So that wraps it up for our battles.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, guys. What do you think going into the playoffs here? Whose team? Let's do teams.
Well, how do the playoffs work?
We're not
don't
sure.
know.
We're not sure, but let's do it.
So each team's got 5 people. Mm-hmm. And the live rounds really begin at 12.
Well, not this year. Not this season.
Oh, they changed it this season?
There's still going to be the 12, but the 12 aren't going to be live.
Yeah, top 12 is pre-recorded.
Oh, so when do they go live?
The week after. So either, I don't know if it'll be top 10 or top 11.
8 or 10 or something like that. Okay.
Interesting.
I think because of Christina Grimmie, Team Adam will take it.
Interesting. I don't have a breakdown of everyone. I'm going to try to get the breakdown of everyone's specific teams because I don't remember.
Just pick one.
I think-
Ain't nobody got time for
I
that.
think Usher.
Usher? Okay.
Usher.
I think Team Usher as well.
Okay.
I might have to ride the Madeline train if I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Which
now
I'm
with Blake.
thinking too because of Jake and Madeline. That's the only reason why. Because
for
I'm
Blake.
such a sucker for both of them.
And I think a lot of people are a sucker for Jake.
Oh,
I'm
man,
definitely a sucker for
absolutely.
Jake.
And now I'm like dying to hear Madeline and Jake sing together, but they're not going to. Or will they do like a duet or something? Or have them...
If they make it far enough into the competition, they
Right.
will on a results show.
Yeah.
So maybe.
We have a lot of news and gossip to get to.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
we
go.
Let's do it.
Let's do
We
it.
have a video. Chloe and I did a
nothing
red
to do
carpet
but
for The
do it.
Voice at Sayers Club last week. So we talked to the judges for that. And so we're going to watch that first. Here you go.
So you have Jake Worthington and you have Christina Grimmie, 2 of the front runners. Who's going to take it?
I can't reveal that information at this time.
Nothing?
No, I can't do it. You guys, if I tell you A, I'll be fired, and B, I don't know. So the answer is, I don't know.
I don't want to go to jail. I'm not saying anything.
You wouldn't last 5 minutes in jail. You last longer than me, though. At least you're big. You can fight.
You have an amazing album that's out right now, and then there's rumors about you having one and potentially the new single, The Year of the Horse. Are you guys going to be performing on The Voice anytime soon with your new stuff?
Yeah, I mean, well, she's definitely. Hell yeah. We both will be performing some of our new music, our new single, as well as the new one that she's working on with Blake.
Yeah, and my new single also, Empire.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very exciting, you know, and also to have this platform at The Voice to be able to, you know, to communicate with our fans out there and also show them what we do.
We have Pharrell coming on for season 7. Not sure about Christina.
Yep.
Any way you can make Kelly Clarkson come on the show?
We love Kelly. Kelly's been on the show. She has close relationships with the shows, through Blake. And man, I'd love to have Kelly. We love her. We love her like a sister.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, congrats. I bet you do.
I bet you do at the end right there by Carson.
He knows.
Of course, Jason had to squeeze that one.
I got to ask about Kelly. But
What got cut out?
That is a valid question.
That is a valid question. What got cut out is at the end of my interview with Usher, I just go, yeah, man. I had to. I had to have
so
it in
we
there.
also have to announce Pharrell is going to be on the show next season.
Season 7, he will be taking over for CeeLo. And as Jason said in this interview, Christina has not locked down her spot yet as the 4th coach. She did have a baby, so it's unclear. So maybe Kelly Clarkson, we were talking, maybe Pink would be really cool as someone else. She's not part of the Voice family now that, we got Chris Martin as part of the family.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see who the 4th coach could be, but it also could be Christina coming back. So that is also up in the air.
Dun, dun, dun.
The ACM Awards were last night in Vegas, and Shakira and Blake performed their duet Medicine, which was
It was
cool.
super cute.
And Miranda, part of the Voice family, who would also be a great coach, won for Best Female again, and I think she's won 5 years in a row, which is the most.
That's
insane.
Yeah, I mean, she is really talented. Not only is she a solo performer, she has her group. I mean, she's just killing it. I would love to see her as a coach.
I would too.
And it was fun to see them
I know.
battle.
Maybe that would ruin
Oh
their
my
marriage, so
gosh.
it might not be worth it.
Oh, no.
Well,
Oh, well, it's Hollywood.
And Usher.
And I'm single. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
But not really.
Usher his new single is rumored to be called The Year of the Horse. In GQ magazine, Pharrell did an interview, and during the interview, he got a phone call from Usher. And of course, the reporter was writing it down. And so basically, that's rumored to be his first single. But also in the interview, he talked about potentially doing a single with Miranda. So Shakira did Blake. Usher wants to work with Miranda. I mean, this is so
Adam's
awesome.
left in the cold.
Poor little Adam.
Adam did Christina.
Adam did Christina,
Oh, that's right. That's
so
true.
there he's okay. moves like Jagger did pretty well.
All right.
So that wraps up our news and gossip. Oh, do you have some?
Well, no, I got the teams all like as far as if you wanted to break down all the people on the teams that we can.
Oh, that wouldn't take a while, right?
No, there's 5 on each team. I could just throw out the names real quick.
You go really quick.
All right, so Team Shakira, you got Tess, Deja, Kristen, Danny, and Patrick.
Okay.
Adam, you have Jake, Delvin, Christina,
I love Delvin.
Kat, and Morgan. Usher, you got Melissa, Stevie Joe, Josh Kaufman, Bria Kelly, and TJ Wilkins. And then Blake, to me, the most powerful team, with Sissandra, Ryan, Audra, Madeline, and Jake.
All right, it's going to be a tough one.
That'll be interesting. In the meantime, you can find all of us on the internet. Where can they find you guys?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Chloe West X and on YouTube. And we will be posting all of the post-show videos and red carpet interviews there.
You can find me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. That's really all I got to plug right now.
And you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at SteffiG47 and on AfterBuzz TV for American Idol this Wednesday.
And you can find me on American Idol this Wednesday as well, and on Twitter and Instagram at Jason Ikeler. And we will see you guys back in here next week.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.